more than 12,000 years ago, long before the cities we know today. The very first humans set foot on this vast land we call America. These were the ancestors of Native Americans, brave souls who crossed icy bridges and wild forests, seeking a new home. Now, hundreds of generations later, those ancient paths lead us to small towns scattered across the USA. Places where history breathes in every stone, where culture feels alive, and nature paints breathtaking views at every turn. These towns aren't just spots on a map. They're living stories waiting to be discovered. So, what is it that makes these small towns so magical? Why do they still hold the power to mesmerize travelers, even in our fast-paced world? Stay with me, and let's uncover the best small towns to visit in 2025. Places so special you'll wonder why no one told you about them before. Telluride, Colorado is a beautiful mountain town that started as a gold and silver mining camp back in the 1800s. It's tucked inside a steep box canyon, with tall cliffs, thick forests, and the stunning Bridal Veil Falls at the end of the valley. In the past, it was hard to reach, but once a railroad and roads were built, people and gold started flowing in. Telluride has a wild history, including the famous outlaw Butch Cassidy robbing a bank here in 1889. Later, the town became the first place in the world to send electricity long distances, thanks to the Ames power plant. When the mining days ended in the 1970s, people came for a new reason: amazing skiing on snow-covered slopes. Telluride is also known for its fun summer festivals like the Hot Air Balloon Festival and lots of music and film events. From its Old West roots to modern mountain adventures, Telluride is a place full of charm, history, and beauty. Now, before we move on to the next destination, here's a fun question for you. Which town is called the Switzerland of America? Comment your guess. Perched on Cleopatra Hill, Jerome was once the heart of one of America's richest copper mines. Just about a 2-hour drive from Phoenix, this small town lies between two popular destinations, Sedona and Prescott. Back in the 1920s, the town was bustling with over 10,000 people living off copper mining. In 1917, Jerome made national headlines when a labor dispute led to over 60 miners being kicked out of town on a cattle car. After many ups and downs, the mines closed for good in 1953, and the population dropped to fewer than 100 people. But instead of becoming a ghost town, Jerome was reborn thanks to tourism, with art galleries, cozy cafes, a mining museum, and an atmosphere full of history and mystery. If you are watching this, please click the subscribe button in the corner of the screen. It's completely free, but means a lot to us. Did you know Steamboat Springs is home to more Winter Olympic athletes than any other town in North America? This little mountain town, tucked away in Colorado's Rockies, is a perfect blend of rugged history and modern adventure. It sits in the upper valley of the Yampa River, surrounded by towering peaks, wide open skies, and the clean scent of pine. Locals lovingly call it the Boat, a name as relaxed and unpretentious as the place itself. Skiing runs deep in the town's veins, going back to the early 1900s when a Norwegian named Carl Howelsen arrived and brought ski jumping to the valley. He built the first ski jump and started the town's beloved winter carnival, where people still race on skis behind galloping horses down Main Street. Howelsen Hill, named in his honor, is now the oldest continually operating ski area in North America. Natural hot springs bubble up around town, once mistaken by early trappers for the sound of a steamboat puffing through the valley, giving the town its curious name. More than 85 years ago, Sun Valley, Idaho was born out of a bold experiment by a railroad company, hoping to attract more passengers. And it became one of the world's premier ski resorts, a place where Hollywood legends once found inspiration. Tucked away in the heart of the Rocky Mountains, Sun Valley earned its name through endless blue skies and radiant alpine light. It was America's first destination ski resort, setting the stage for winter escapes unlike anything seen before. In 1936, it made history with the invention of the world's first chairlift, a game changer for snow sports. From the start, the resort attracted artists, dreamers, and adventurers chasing beauty and solitude. Ernest Hemingway wrote and found peace here, eventually calling it home. Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, and other silver screen icons followed, turning the valley into a creative haven. With its elegant lodges, untouched trails, and storied past, Sun Valley became more than a getaway. It became a legend. It might surprise you to hear this, but America's oldest seaside resort isn't in Florida or California. It's hidden at the southern tip of New Jersey, and it's called Cape May. This peaceful little town sits between the Atlantic Ocean and the Delaware Bay, where sea breezes have been drawing visitors for over 250 years. In the 1700s, people from Philadelphia traveled here by boat, chasing fresh air and quiet moments by the shore. As word spread, Cape May grew into a beloved retreat where presidents once stayed, and summer love stories began under lantern-lit porches. But the town has faced hard times too. A great fire in 1878 burned down much of the center, leaving only ashes and broken beams. What followed was a rebirth like no other. Whole streets rebuilt in colorful Victorian style, full of charm and grace. In 1976, the entire city was named a National Historic Landmark, the only one of its kind in the country. Stowe, Vermont, shaped by ancient glaciers and centuries of nature's artistry, is the undisputed falls color capital of America. This classic New England village sits peacefully at the foot of Vermont's highest peak, Mount Mansfield, where nature puts on its most breathtaking autumn show every year. From early September through late October, the hills and back roads of Stowe light up in fiery reds, glowing oranges and golden yellows, colors so vivid they seem almost unreal. But Stowe's beauty is more than just its leaves. This town has a rich history dating back to 1763, when it was officially chartered during a time of new beginnings in America. Before that, the land was home to the Abenaki people, whose stories and connection to the forest run deep, even if much of their language has been lost. By the mid-1800s, visitors began coming not just to work, but to rest and enjoy the mountain scenery. Since then, Stowe has become a beloved getaway spot, a place where you can feel history beneath your feet and watch the changing seasons paint the world in brilliant color. Ouray wasn't built on dreams. It was carved from rock, forged in snow, and fueled by the pounding of pickaxes. Nicknamed the Switzerland of America, this town sits cradled by jagged peaks that once echoed with the sounds of blasting powder and mule carts. Founded in 1876, Ouray quickly became a booming hub with more than 30 mines pulling silver and gold from the mountain's veins. At its height, it produced over 1 million ounces of gold, most of it from the legendary Camp Bird mine, a name still spoken with awe by old prospectors. The railroads followed, snaking through treacherous canyons, bringing life and luxury to what was once pure wilderness. Today, the past hasn't faded. It lingers in the ornate brick facades, in the old hotel lobbies, and in the stories told by local historians. Main Street is a living museum where nearly every building is part of a National Historic District that honors the town's rugged roots. And as the sun sets behind snow-capped peaks, it's easy to feel the weight of time here, quiet, enduring, and golden. Has Ouray made your travel list? Comment 1 if you've been, or 2 if you're ready to explore its golden past. Montpelier is America's tiniest state capital, yet it's packed with stories older than the country itself. Located in the middle of Vermont, this small city has just over 8,000 people living in it. But during the day, more than 21,000 people come here for work and business. Montpelier was founded in 1781 by settlers from Massachusetts and western Vermont. It was named after a city in France because Americans and French were close friends during the Revolutionary War. In 1705, Montpelier became the capital of Vermont, and the townspeople gave money to build the first state house. The city has faced big challenges. Floods hit Montpelier hard in 1927, 1992, and again in 2023. In 1875, a fire destroyed many buildings, so the town rebuilt with brick to be safer. The economy is based on government jobs, insurance companies, tourism, and skiing nearby. In Montpelier, small-town charm meets deep-rooted history, creating a unique place that quietly holds the spirit of Vermont and the story of America itself. Quaint, charming, and full of history, Lititz, Pennsylvania, is a small town with a big story. Founded in 1756 by Moravian settlers seeking religious freedom, Lititz was named after a castle in what is now the Czech Republic. For 100 years, only Moravians could live here, and until 1855, only church members could own homes. During the Revolutionary War, the Brethren's House became a hospital where many Continental soldiers were cared for and buried. The town's heart is the lively intersection of Broad and Main streets, filled with art galleries, cozy cafes, and unique shops. Lititz is also home to Linden Hall School for Girls, America's oldest all-girls boarding school, founded in 1746. The peaceful streets and historic buildings invite visitors to step back in time and enjoy simple pleasures. With a population of just over 9,000, Lititz offers small-town warmth and big charm. A visit here feels like discovering a hidden gem where history, community, and culture come alive. Sedona in northern Arizona is famous for its bright pink sandstone rocks that glow in the sunrise and sunset. These rocks come from a special layer called the Schnebly Hill Formation, found only here. People love Sedona for hiking and biking on hundreds of trails surrounded by this stunning scenery. The place was named after Sedona Schnebly. Who was known for her kindness, and it began growing when settlers arrived in the late 1800s. One of Sedona's most amazing spots is the Chapel of the Holy Cross, built right into a red rock cliff and rising 70 feet high. Sedona's beautiful rocks have appeared in over 60 Hollywood movies, even though the films often pretend the scenes happen somewhere else. The area has faced wildfires like the Big Brins Fire in 2006 and the Slide Fire in 2014, which tested the community's strength. But Sedona keeps bouncing back, remaining a peaceful and magical place to visit. Its warm summers and mild winters make it perfect for outdoor adventures all year long. We pull info from lots of sources. If you see anything off or have more to add, let us know in the comments. Jim Thorpe was created in 1954 when two small towns merged, blending their histories into one community. The town is named after Jim Thorpe, the famous Native American athlete, whose remains rest in a local mausoleum. Coal mining began here in 1791, and it quickly became a center for anthracite coal production. To move coal efficiently, the first industrial railroad in the U.S. was built here in 1828 by the Lehigh Coal and Navigation Company. Later, Asa Packer founded the Lehigh Valley Railroad in 1855 to replace canal transportation, expanding the town's industry. Although mining is no longer the main economic driver, tourism has grown, drawing visitors interested in both history and nature. Imagine a town where history and nature come together in perfect harmony. Welcome to Woodstock, Vermont. This small town, founded in 1761, quickly grew as a hub for crafts and small industries in its early years. By 1837, Woodstock was officially known for its charming old buildings and busy local trade. Today, tourism drives the town's economy, as visitors arrive to soak in its rich history and peaceful beauty. Woodstock is famous for its covered bridges, especially the Taffsville Covered Bridge, standing strong for over a century. Nestled in a flat valley surrounded by forests and gentle mountains, it invites everyone to hike and explore its trails. In autumn, the colorful leaves paint the town in red, orange, and gold, drawing crowds to witness the spectacle. With its deep roots, stunning nature, and all-season charm, Woodstock is a perfect place to unwind and reconnect. Morro Bay is a cozy seaside town on California's central coast, tucked along the scenic Highway 1. Its most iconic feature is Morro Rock, a towering volcanic formation that rises from the sea and marks the entrance to the harbor. This ancient rock has guided fishermen home for generations, standing tall as waves crash at its base. And seabirds circle overhead. Around it, you'll find playful sea otters, lazy harbor seals, and rows of boats bobbing in the marina. The town's fishing routes run deep, with halibut, rockfish, and oysters still filling plates at waterfront restaurants. Long before all this, the Chumash people lived here, building villages near Morro Creek and thriving off the ocean. In the 1800s, Morro Bay became a shipping port for wool and dairy products, and later, a World War II training site for naval troops. Today, locals and visitors alike stroll the Embarcadero, where salty air, fresh seafood, and small-town charm meet. Morro Bay isn't flashy. It's a place to breathe, wander, and feel the rhythm of life shaped by the sea. What if I told you that St. Augustine, Florida, is the oldest European settlement in the United States, founded way back in 1565? Spanish explorers arrived here on a day dedicated to St. Augustine, and they decided to build a city that would stand the test of time. This small town became a key fortress and trading post, where Spanish soldiers and Native Americans met, clashed, and traded goods. Walking through its cobblestone streets, you can still see the old fort called Castillo de San Marcos, built to protect the city from attacks. Its thick stone walls have withstood centuries of battles, pirates, and even wars between countries. St. Augustine is not just about old stones, it's about the people who lived here and shaped America's early history. Visitors can explore museums, quaint shops, and hidden courtyards that seem frozen in time. This city is a living museum, a place where history feels alive and the past quietly speaks to everyone who visits. Did you know there was a time when Breckenridge wasn't officially recognized as part of the United States? Back in the 1930s, a women's group in town found an old map from the 1880s that didn't include Breckenridge at all. This sparked a clever idea that Breckenridge was actually no man's land, a place outside the law and borders. Though this wasn't true, the story caught fire and brought attention to the town's proud independent spirit. In 1936, the Colorado governor even came to raise the flag at the courthouse, officially welcoming Breckenridge into the Union. That spirit still shines bright during the annual Kingdom Days festival, a celebration of freedom and community. But Breckenridge's story goes far beyond this quirky moment in history. Founded during the wild gold rush of 1859, the town grew from a rough mining camp into a vibrant mountain hub. The rich gold veins along the Blue River drew miners and dreamers alike, shaping the rugged landscape you can still explore today. Do you want to deeply feel the history and culture of America? Gettysburg is not just a destination. It's a place that helps you understand the true value of peace and sacrifice through its fierce battles. Nestled in southern Pennsylvania, Gettysburg is famous for the pivotal Civil War battle fought here in 1863. Over 3 days, thousands of soldiers faced unimaginable hardship in what became one of the bloodiest battles in U.S. history. Today, the Gettysburg National Military Park preserves this sacred ground, covering 9 square miles filled with monuments, cannons, and markers honoring those who fought bravely. This short speech, delivered in November 1863, still echoes as a powerful call for unity and freedom. Visitors can explore museums, take guided tours, or simply walk the peaceful fields where history was made. For families and history lovers alike, this town is a living classroom, showing us that even in the darkest times, hope and courage endure. You might think of Edgartown as just another quiet New England town, but what if I told you it was once the bustling heart of a global whaling empire? A long time ago, in the 1700s, ships from Edgartown sailed all over the world to hunt whales. Whale oil was very valuable back then. Because of this, the town became rich, and many whalers built big, beautiful houses here. Some of these old houses are still standing today. But Edgartown isn't just about history. It's a lively place now with nice shops, restaurants, and beautiful beaches. In the summer, lots of boats and yachts fill the harbor, making it a popular spot for sailing and relaxing by the water. Edgartown mixes old stories with new life, giving visitors a special feeling of New England's coast. Beaufort, South Carolina is known as the Queen of the Carolina Sea Islands, and it's full of stories waiting to be discovered. Founded in 1711, it is the second oldest city in the state, right after Charleston. Beaufort sits on Port Royal Island, surrounded by peaceful marshes and sparkling waterways that make the scenery truly special. It is famous for its beautiful old houses and buildings, many built before the Civil War, showing what life was like hundreds of years ago. During the Civil War, Beaufort was one of the first southern towns taken by Union forces, which made it a safe place for enslaved people seeking freedom. After the war, the city played an important role in the Reconstruction era, helping former slaves learn and build new lives. Even though hurricanes and fires caused damage in the late 1800s and early 1900s, Beaufort has always bounced back stronger. Beaufort is not just a place to see, it's a place to feel the heart of America's past and the beauty of its natural world. Annapolis sits right on the Chesapeake Bay, where the Severn River meets the water. This city was once the capital of the United States, but only for a short time in the 1780s. It was here that General George Washington gave up his command after the Revolutionary War, an important moment in American history. The Maryland State House, built in the 1700s, is the oldest state capitol still in use today, and has the largest wooden dome made without nails. Annapolis was named after Princess Anne, who later became Queen Anne of Great Britain, and it became a city in 1708. Back in colonial times, it was a busy port town where ships came to trade goods, and the town grew fast because of its harbor. Many old buildings and streets still show the city's long history, making it feel like stepping back in time. Now, Annapolis is known for its beautiful sailboats, lively festivals, and a peaceful waterfront that welcomes visitors from everywhere. Cannon Beach is located on the Oregon coast, about 80 miles west of Portland, making it a perfect weekend escape for many city dwellers. Its most famous site is Haystack Rock, a massive sea stack standing 235 feet tall, jutting proudly out of the ocean. At low tide, visitors can walk right up to the rock and explore tide pools filled with colorful sea stars, anemones, and crabs. Birdwatchers will spot tufted puffins nesting on the rock's cliffs, a rare and special treat. Beyond the beach, Cannon Beach is famous for its vibrant art scene, with over 20 galleries showcasing paintings, sculptures, and handmade crafts. Locals and visitors alike enjoy wandering the charming downtown streets, popping into cozy shops, and tasting fresh seafood at welcoming restaurants. For those who love outdoor activities, the area offers hiking trails that wind through forests and along dramatic coastal cliffs with breathtaking views. National Geographic named Cannon Beach one of the most beautiful places in the world, a spot where nature's power and artistic spirit come together. Nantucket is a small island off the coast of Massachusetts, about 30 miles from Cape Cod. It's known as the Little Gray Lady of the Sea because of the fog that often covers it like a soft blanket. This island was once home to the Wampanoag people, who lived here for thousands of years before settlers arrived. In the 1600s, English settlers came to Nantucket and started a close community focused on farming and whaling. Whaling made Nantucket famous. People here hunted whales for oil, which was very valuable back then. The island even inspired parts of the famous book Moby Dick. Today, Nantucket is a quiet, charming place filled with history and beautiful scenery. It's a favorite summer spot where visitors come to enjoy the peaceful sea and classic New England charm. Camden is a charming coastal town in Maine that welcomes many visitors in the summer, making the population triple. Long before settlers arrived, the Penobscot Nation called this land Magunticook, meaning great swells of the sea, inspired by the shape of the Camden Hills. English settlers came around 1771, led by James Richards, who built a home by the Magunticook River and began farming the land. During the War of 1812, a small fort with heavy guns was built on Mount Batty to protect the town, but it never faced an attack. By the late 1800s, Camden grew into a busy shipbuilding town, with sawmills, factories, and 6 shipyards, launching many ships every year. In the 1880s, visitors started arriving to enjoy Camden's peaceful harbor and stunning ocean views. Camden remains a beautiful place where history and nature come together, inviting visitors to experience Maine's coastal charm. What if I told you Monterey was once the capital of a vast territory that stretched far beyond California, all the way to the American Southwest? Back in the late 1700s, Monterey was the heart of Spanish California, a bustling center of culture, politics, and power. It was here that explorers and settlers built a presidio, a military fort, to protect their new land. Monterey even served as the capital of Alta California, overseeing lands that now include several U.S. states. Years later, during the Mexican era, Monterey kept its importance as a political and cultural hub. But in 1846, everything changed when Commodore John Drake Sloat raised the American flag over the Presidio, marking California's entry into the United States. This moment was just the beginning of Monterey's transformation from a military outpost to a lively coastal city. Visitors can still walk the streets where history unfolded, surrounded by buildings that tell stories from centuries past. Carmel-by-the-Sea is a small, beautiful town on California's coast. It's famous for its lovely views and rich history and art. The town started in the late 1700s when the Spanish built a mission here. Back then, it was home to native people called the Ohlone, but the Spanish came and built missions and settlements. Carmel was part of Mexico for a while, but in 1848 it became part of the United States. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, people began building homes and businesses. After the big San Francisco earthquake in 1906, many artists and writers moved to Carmel, making it a popular spot for creativity. The town officially became a city in 1916. Carmel-by-the-Sea is now a popular place to visit. People come to enjoy the beautiful ocean views, explore art galleries, and relax in a peaceful, friendly town. Half Moon Bay is about 25 miles south of San Francisco, known for its beautiful crescent-shaped coastline. This town is famous for mavericks, where surfers face huge waves that can reach over 60 feet high, some of the biggest in the world. Half Moon Bay started in the 1840s as a farming town called San Benito, then grew into a fishing community named Spanish Town. The railroad and new roads helped the town grow, but the thick fog along the coast also made it a secret place for rum runners during Prohibition. Tourism is very important here, especially with the famous Ritz-Carlton Hotel bringing many visitors. But rising sea levels are a real worry, putting some old buildings and parts of the town at risk. Still, Half Moon Bay keeps its small-town charm with historic buildings from the 1800s and amazing ocean views that welcome visitors from all over. Nestled in the shadow of Vermont's tallest monument, this town holds a secret from the Revolutionary War that changed history. The monument commemorates a key battle in 1777 during the American Revolutionary War. This battle involved New Hampshire militia defeating German Hessian troops, an important victory for the colonial forces. Bennington was officially chartered in 1749, making it the oldest chartered town in Vermont. The town historically developed industries including wood processing, pottery, ironworks, and textiles. Before settlers arrived, the land belonged to the Western Abenaki people, indigenous to the region. Many original 18th and 19th century buildings still stand, preserving the town's colonial heritage. Galena stands out because over 85% of its buildings are listed on the National Register of Historic Places, preserving its rich history. Its name comes from galena, a lead sulfide mineral that was once mined heavily in the area. In the 1800s, Galena became the busiest river port between St. Louis and St. Paul, making it a hub for commerce. The town is also known as the home of Ulysses S. Grant, the 18th President of the United States, whose house is now a popular historic site. The rolling hills and valleys around Galena were carved by glaciers thousands of years ago, creating unique landscapes. Galena is the starting point of Illinois' Great River Road, an 885-kilometer scenic drive along the Mississippi River. National Geographic included this route in its list of 500 drives of a lifetime for its stunning views and historic stops. The combination of well-preserved architecture and natural beauty makes Galena a standout destination in the Midwest. Mackinac Island is a charming step back in time, floating between Michigan's peninsulas in the clear blue waters of Lake Huron. Cars aren't allowed here. Only bicycles, horses, and carriages clip-clop through the quiet streets. The island's name comes from the Ojibwe word Mishimikinac, meaning great turtle, because of its shape. Native peoples lived here for centuries, and the island later became a key fur trading post and British military stronghold. In the late 1800s, Mackinac turned into a summer retreat, with the Grand Hotel welcoming guests to the longest porch in the world. Victorian buildings, fudge shops, and quiet trails make the island feel like a postcard come to life. More than 80% of the land is protected parkland, perfect for walking, biking, and peaceful views. Time slows down here, and that's exactly the magic of Mackinac Island. This is Hilton Head Island, a place where time feels both ancient and alive. More than 4,000 years ago, the people who lived here left behind giant shell rings, like prehistoric community centers. These big rings were made from shells that people threw away, but they were also special gathering places for early communities. Over time, many explorers from Spain, England, and France came to Hilton Head and left their own marks on the island. During the Civil War, Hilton Head became an important base for the Union Army. Freed slaves built a town called Mitchellville, where they could live and work freely. They keep their culture alive with stories, music, and crafts. Hilton Head has 12 miles of beautiful beaches and lots of nature to explore. Set at the meeting point of two rivers, Glenwood Springs grew around one of the largest and hottest mineral springs in North America. Even President Teddy Roosevelt came here to rest, while Doc Holliday, the famous gunslinger, spent his final days breathing the hot mineral air. In the late 1800s, settlers built bathhouses over the natural springs, believing the waters could cure everything from arthritis to exhaustion. By 1888, the Glenwood Hot Springs became one of the largest natural hot spring pools in the world, attracting travelers from every corner. Visitors still pause by the edge of the springs, watching steam curl into the cool mountain air, feeling time slow down around them. But beneath the quiet, the town's story runs deep, from squatter camps once called Defiance to its rebirth as a Victorian getaway. Today, Glenwood Springs remains a rare mix of rugged frontier and peaceful retreat, where water, history, and mountain air come together like nowhere else. They call it the world capital of windsurfing, but Pāʻia, Maui, is more than just waves and wind. This small coastal town on the island's north shore was once home to a busy sugar mill that ran from 1880 until the year 2000. Today, Pāʻia is known for its colorful art galleries, local restaurants, and surfer-friendly shops that line the main street. It's also the very first town you'll drive through on the famous Hana Highway, making it a perfect place to stop and explore. Nearby, beaches like Ho'okipa and Sprecklesville draw windsurfers from all over the world, thanks to the steady breezes and strong waves. Pāʻia sits in the rain shadow of Haleakala, so it's no wetter than much of the U.S. East Coast. Back in the day, plantation workers built the first major water systems here, just to bring water to the sugarcane fields. It's easy to drive past on your way to Hana, but if you pause for a while, you'll find one of the coolest little towns in all of Hawaii. Blowing Rock, nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, is named after a cliff where gusts are so strong they once sent a Cherokee warrior's body sailing back into the air. Long before settlers arrived, the area was home to the Cherokee and Catawba tribes, and later became a safe mountain refuge during the Civil War. The first families, like the Greens and the Coffeys, built homes that still echo the quiet strength of these hills. After the war, word spread of the cool, healing mountain air, drawing wealthy visitors up from the lowlands to escape the summer heat. By the early 1900s, paved roads and automobiles brought even more visitors, some from as far as Florida. Today, Blowing Rock is still a peaceful mountain retreat, filled with old inns, art galleries, and trails with breathtaking views. More than a tourist town, it's a living piece of history, where the past is protected, and the mountain breeze still carries old stories. As we've traveled through these charming towns, each one tells its own story of history, beauty, and community. From peaceful streets to breathtaking views, these places invite you to slow down and truly connect with the heart of America. Imagine wandering through quiet parks, exploring local shops, and sharing smiles with friendly faces. There's a special kind of magic found where time seems to move just a little slower, and every corner holds a new discovery. So, whenever you're ready for your next adventure, remember that some of the most unforgettable journeys begin in the smallest towns. Thanks for joining me on this trip through the best small towns to visit in the USA for 2025. See you on the next adventure.